Hi class, today we are on Saxon Math Book 3, Lesson 100, and today you're going to learn how to multiply dollars and cents. So, you've learned how to multiply a 3-digit number. When we're talking about money, it changes just a little bit because we've got a decimal point in there, and I'm going to show you how to deal with that in just a few moments. So our first example says Sergio bought 3 tickets to the movie for $7.75 each. What was the total price of the 3 tickets? So what we've done in the past is we've said, okay, 3 tickets, let's do 7, oh, I wrote that wrong, 775 plus 775 plus 775. And you guys would be able to answer the problem like this. We'd say, okay, 5, 10, 15, carry my 1. 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 7 more is 21, plus 1 is 22. Don't forget to line up those decimal points with your answer here. And then we have 21 again, 3 sevens, plus 2, so 23. So the 3 tickets cost $23.25. But notice we added the same number 3 times. That's repeated addition, which means we could solve this using multiplication. Instead of adding 775 3 times, we could multiply 775 times 3. Now, this works exactly the same way as if we were multiplying 775 times 3. So to start with, I'm going to ignore that decimal place. So we have 5 times 3, which is 15. Carry my plus 1. We have 3 times 7, which is 21, plus 1, which is 22. Carry my plus 2 over there. We have 3 times 7 again, which is 21, plus 2, so that's 23. So here's our numbers. Now we have to figure out the decimal place. So I always have trouble when I'm teaching you this because it looks like we're just going to drop our decimal and put it there in between my 3 and my 2. It looks like addition where I'm lining up the decimals. And in 3rd grade, that's all you're doing with the decimals. You're just lining them up. But with multiplication, that's not how decimals work. With multiplication, your answer has to have the same number of decimal places as your problem. So in this case, we have 1, 2 decimal places there. So we have to have 1, 2 decimal places in our answer. And that's why it looks like we're lining it up, because we're just multiplying 1 decimal number times a whole number. So for the sake of 3rd grade, you can just line up your decimal. But keep it in the back of your mind that when you start multiplying 2 decimal numbers, let's say you're doing 775 times 310, it's going to change your decimal placement. But once again, for 3rd grade, for today, we just want our decimal right there because we're talking about money, so we need to have our quarter, our change there in our answer. Okay, let's look at another example. Gwen put 430 pennies in a jar. She estimated that she would need 6 times as many pennies to fill the jar completely. She multiplied $4.30 by 6 to estimate the value of the pennies in the jar. What is the product? Okay, once again, ignore that decimal place to start with. 0 times 6 is 0. 6 times 3 is 18. Carry my plus 1. 6 times 4 is 24 plus 1, 25. And then I want to look up here. I have 1, 2 decimal places in my problem. So I need to have 1, 2 decimal places in my answer. Add my $sign, and the jar holds approximately $25.80 worth of pennies. That's a lot of pennies. Okay. So let's just look at this number amount here. And my next question to you is, if I have $25.80 worth of pennies, how many pennies would that be? How many pennies are in $1? 100, right? So we have $25. How many pennies would that be? We could do 25 times 100. Oh, I'm writing that wrong. Wrong place value. There we go. We could do 25 times 100, where 25 times 1 is 25, and tack on my 2 zeros. 2,500 pennies. So that takes care of the $25. What about the 80 cents? How many pennies would that be? That would be 80 more. So we add, and we would get an answer of 2,580 pennies. Told you that's a lot of pennies. Okay, so that is the end of our examples. I put the lesson practice up on the board. I want you to practice multiplying dollars and cents times a whole number. Hit pause, try those on your own, and when you've got them, come on back to me and we'll look at the answers together. So A is 6 times $4. Do you like the way it's written there? Me neither. I want to rewrite it with my big number on top. And they started us with a really easy problem here with all those zeros. So 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 4 is 24. Count our decimal places, 1, 2. So in our answer, 1, 2, put a decimal there and a $sign, and we've got $24 for problem A. All right, they want to make it a little bit trickier with problem B. Do you like the way it's written there? Me neither. Let's rewrite it with the $3.05 on top times 7. And now it looks familiar. Now I can solve this with my multiplication skills. So 7 times 5, 35. We write our 5 down there and we carry our plus 3. Then we have to do 7 times 0. That's 0 plus 3. So we just have a 3 here. Then 7 times 3, 21. Count our decimal places, 1, 2. So 1, 2. Put a decimal sign, decimal point and a $sign, and we have $21.35. Problem C is 5 times $3.40. Let's rewrite that one. And 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 4 is 20. Put our 0 down there. Carry the plus 2. 5 times 3, 15 plus 2, 17, $sign, 1, 2 decimal places, so 1, 2 decimal places, $17 is our answer. And finally, D, we are doing $2.35 times 4. So 5 times 4 is 20, carry my plus 2. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14, so I have to carry a plus 1. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, $sign, 1, 2 decimal places, so 1, 2 decimal places there. $9.40. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of this lesson. It is now time for you to work on your written practice, which begins on page 536 of your textbook. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again soon.